What is a worldview? Everyone has a worldview or a belief system. A worldview is a set of presuppositions that may be true, partially true, or could be entirely false, which we hold about the makeup of the world. Proof: God is real. According to one Christian teacher, a worldview should answer four important questions. First, it should answer the question of origin. Where did I come from? Second, your worldview should answer the question of meaning. What is the meaning of life? Third, your worldview should answer the question of morality. What is right and what is wrong? And fourth, your worldview should answer the question of destiny. Where am I going after I die? There are many different worldviews or philosophies that influence people's thoughts and their behaviors. Some people are liberals, others are conservatives, some people are Christian, others are atheists, some choose to follow Muhammad, others follow the teachings of Buddha, some are vegetarians, others eat meat. In any given philosophy of life, it is important to interpret facts consistently across an entire system of belief. Each person looks at the world through a particular paradigm. The paradigm through which you see life is like a pair of tinted glasses that colors everything you see. If you wear a pair of green-colored sunglasses, everything you look at becomes green. Every person develops a life paradigm or lenses through which he or she interprets life, arguments, and experiential evidence. The more studious the person, the better his life philosophy will be articulated. The more creative a person, the better her life philosophy will be seen as something new and worthy of attention in the world at large. The more honest the person, the more he will try to live consistent with his own paradigm. Most people do not create a life philosophy from nothing. Instead, they borrow thoughts and ideas from lots of other people. So who you choose to believe determines how you live your life. For example, if you read the books of a certain author, you begin to wear the sunglasses that author is wearing, and the way you see and interpret the world is influenced by that author's paradigm. The true disciple adopts his mentor's sunglasses. There are as many paradigms as there are people. Some paradigms can be dismissed easily. Others are clearly copies of another person's paradigm. But occasionally you run across an original paradigm that helps you understand the world in a clearer way or in a different way. Every legitimate paradigm that is clearly communicated on a broad enough platform eventually becomes common knowledge, and everyone accepts that paradigm as truth. Future generations build on that revelation with their own creative ideas, often working overtime to plug up all the holes in any given paradigm with a newly modified paradigm. Unfortunately, every paradigm is incomplete and has holes, but all paradigms hold truth as well. Each person views life through his or her own colored sunglasses. Many people will go through multiple paradigms over the course of their lives. Each new idea corrects the holes in a previous paradigm. The truth is that no one paradigm is completely accurate or internally consistent with itself or externally consistent with experiential evidence. Now, Paul talked about this when he said, "For now we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then shall I know, even as also I am known." 1 Corinthians 13:12. Your paradigm, or the glasses you are wearing, or your worldview determines what you see. To understand how this works, let's compare the Christian viewpoint with the worldview of an atheist. The difference between the Christian and the atheist is that each one has a different paradigm through which he or she interprets life. Because I believe in the Bible, I see everything through a pair of Christian glasses, but the atheist sees everything through a pair of atheist-tinted glasses. Because we have different sets of glasses on, we can look at the exact same evidence and come to two totally different conclusions. For example, I see God everywhere. The atheist sees God nowhere. Let me tell you a story. Once there was a philosophy professor who wrote on his chalkboard the topic of his lecture, God is nowhere. The atheist students in the classroom might read that phrase as God is nowhere, but a Christian student raised his hand and said, Amen. And he read it as God is now here. The glasses we wear determine what we see. The presuppositions that one brings to the discussion determines how one interprets evidence for God's existence. I see creation and think of a creator. The atheist peers through his evolutionary glasses and sees random chance. I see a miracle, but an atheist might witness the same event and remain skeptical. The problem is that we're wearing different colored glasses. It does little good for me to try to convince the atheist the world is tinted green when he feels he can clearly see that it is tinted red. The atheist and I could spend all day arguing about the evidence, but at the end of the day, we'll both be frustrated with the other because we both interpret the evidence differently. No matter what supposed inconsistencies or inaccuracies that the atheist might point to in the Bible, or he might talk about his life experience, I can come up with a good theological explanation to explain away the atheist's arguments. Of course, he won't accept my arguments because he's looking at them through a different colored pair of glasses. For example, no matter how many arguments he throws at me that says morality comes from an evolutionary basis or that belief in God is simply a gene, it will do no good. If the atheist rejects the concept of God, then he's forced to look for another explanation for what he sees in the world. But I don't need another explanation because I already have an explanation, i.e. that God is the source of morality. And that explanation fits the facts perfectly well. In fact, I think the Bible provides a better explanation for the facts of life than any other paradigm. The point of apologetics is to get you to remove your old glasses and to put on a pair of Christian glasses. Strictly speaking, though, I don't think the Christian has any glasses on. To the extent that he believes the Bible, the Christian is the only one who sees the world as it truly is. So instead of putting on any new glasses, I invite you to take off the glasses that you're wearing and see the world in its untinted condition for the very first time.
If you want more proof God is real, get a copy of my book by calling 1-877-431-4276 or by visiting kingministries.com. Proof God is Real is also available on Amazon. Get your copy today.